Pie in the Sky Media. This series contains adult language and descriptions of graphic violence throughout. Listener discretion is advised.
Bang. 3, 2,
Oh
1.
man, this has been a banger.
Bang. Welcome back, Criminal Mischief Nation, to another bonus episode of Criminal Mischief with Carolyn and Branden. I'm the Branden
No,
here
that was
of
tough.
those two.
We were just doing some heavy lifting.
And I am joined, as always, by the great Carolyn Osorio, who has graced us with her intellect and beauty. Carolyn, welcome back.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
You know, hanging in there. It's going to start raining again tomorrow, which bums me out, but it's cool, you know? It's totally cool.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, just busy working. Things are good. Going back to New York again next week for a little while. So that'll be fun. How about you? How was your week?
You know, I had a really, really good week with the family, and there's lots of really exciting things that are happening. And, you know, planning my daughter's wedding. She got accepted into law school. She had already been accepted to a law school that she sort of wanted to go, but she really wanted to go to UW. And the acceptance rate is, anyway, she's very excited and just she's going to go to Guatemala before she starts, you know, kind of do an immersion thing. So things are just like lots of really fun things. My son got on the basketball team. So lots of really great no, I'm sorry, not basketball, soccer. Sorry.
Okay.
Soccer.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. And, you know, it was like knuckle biting when you don't know if the kid's going to get on the team, and you kind of have to have that conversation of like,
nail biting.
What didn't I say nail biting?
You said
What did I say?
knuckle biting.
Okay, well, I felt like I was biting down to my
To the
knuckles.
knuckle. All right. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was going past the nail to the
Right to the knuckle.
knuckle.
Yeah. Wow.
Because,
Shit.
you know,
Okay.
I have to.
What kind of law does your daughter want to practice?
She really wants to. Well, there's the two sides of her. There's the I want to take over the world part, and then there's like I want to help people part.
Mm.
So right now she's thinking family law but I'm just like that's gonna be like super tough.
Mm.
You know, because it's like I don't know, whatever she wants to do, she's gonna be great. But you know, family law I think would be really tough. You know, because there's a lot of people fighting
Oh,
over their kids and
jeez.
you know that whole thing. But you know, she's very I mean, she's just a powerhouse. So whatever she will do will be amazing. So
Yeah. Well, good for you.
yeah.
Congratulations. It's got to be a
Thank you.
proud mama week for you.
You know, you know, it really is.
Good.
It really is.
Good.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. So let's dive in here.
Hmm.
I was pleasantly surprised with the Kohlberger update because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are your overall feelings? Because to hear your guest tell it, this is a done deal. He's already convicted and waiting for his appeal to kick in. I mean, are you as confident?
You know, I I think that there's so much that we don't know because so much has been sealed. So I
Right.
think that these insights into it, because I think that like a lot of people were like, oh, this guy's done it. You know, he's kind of baked, right? With everything that, you know, his DNA is on the clasp. And so I don't really know because there's been so much that's been sealed. You know, what is according to their defense, he had an alibi. Like, I mean, there's just, you know, the car was the white Elantra, which he happens to have, was seen in, you know, clock in the neighborhood. He was in the area. His phone turned off around the time of the. So I don't know. I mean, it just seems like, you know, I don't want to say what I think because I want you know, he's not guilty. I mean, until he's been
Yeah, but
found
we could talk
guilty.
about the
So,
evidence and we can talk about the things that your guest talked about. Like,
well,
you know, for example,
yeah,
when he
but
said,
what do you think? What do you
um,
think?
I think my opinion is that he did it based on the evidence. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
a knife sheath that was underneath one of the victims that had his DNA on the clasp. Okay. How really, how do you explain that away? Other than you forgot it there because the victim landed on it or whatever, and you didn't realize until afterwards that you were gone that you left the sheath there because of the heightened sense, the heightened, all the adrenaline going through your body that you were feeling.
Well, just to play devil's advocate, he could say it wasn't my knife sheath. Maybe,
How'd your DNA
just
get
because
on it?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see with it. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, how do they know
No,
for
you could,
just because his
any
DNA is
murderer
on
could
it?
say that. Any murderer could say, sorry, that was that weapon that was left at the scene that has my DNA all over it. It wasn't mine. I mean, that's reasonable doubt. I mean, that's no, there's no way you'll get reasonable doubt from a jury with just saying, well, it wasn't mine.
I get it, but
Yeah,
that's what I mean. We don't have the. I mean, look at the OJ thing with the glove, and it's
that was
like,
jury nullification. That was pure jury nullification.
well, I think they're going to really go after the DNA here with, I mean, I think for me, the larger issue is the privacy and what they're doing, how they're kind of putting things in place. I really think that that's what they're doing, for like a larger constitutional discussion on the issue.
Right. Well, the interesting thing to that is that the word privacy doesn't exist in the Constitution or in the Bill of Rights. There is no like inherent right. I mean, I'm sorry. It lives in the Third and the Fourth Amendments, yes, but I'm sorry. Yeah, the third and the fourth, but there it doesn't say anywhere we have a right to privacy. Okay. It's implied because the Third Amendment says no quartering of troops in a private house, right? Like, so there's some stuff there. And then it's being secure in your person and your papers. But it doesn't, nowhere does it say that I think we do. And that's been
Mhm.
successfully argued because of those amendments. But, um, but I think there should be. And maybe this is the window into that, the constitutionality of our right to privacy. So I think there
I
should be.
think it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely think that this will be the first time that IGG has been kind of tested in this way
Yeah.
and brought up, and they're going to have this defense attorney that's been hired just for that.
Yeah.
Um, to have
Especially in the
their,
digital age. And you made the point of what you can find out about someone's DNA. It could lead to, you don't get health insurance because someone has access to your DNA and knows that you're predisposed to a disease.
yeah, no,
And you'll never
exactly. And
know why.
that's,
And you'll never
yeah.
know why you got turned down, you know?
Well,
So,
you can guess.
right, sure. Yeah, but yeah, I think that it makes for a very interesting constitutional argument. Um, but what I want to talk more about are the incels and the incel community. Because this guy was throwing some aspersions around that was just burying this guy.
I
Okay. When he
mean,
said, why do you think he's an incel? And he said, look at him. Like,
I know that's
whoa,
what that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's what the jury is going to, it's a confirmation bias. It's
maybe. But you didn't say what incel means in the episode. It means you're involuntarily celibate.
Well, he said that. He said it, and then I gave what the definition was.
No
He
one said
said
involuntarily celibate in the episode. I'm just saying.
he did. I swear to you,
I
he
don't think
did.
he did. I think he's an incel,
Maybe,
and then he
maybe,
went on the community saying that they're men who don't
maybe I
attract
cut that.
women.
Maybe I cut that out because of it. Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, anyway, he had said it because I was like, I don't know. I guess I don't look at people and think, oh, that's
that
an
guy's an
incel.
incel. Oh
That
my
guy's an
God.
incel, and I think that it's like the I guess I just and I don't mean to sound like I don't get it, you know?
You don't get the incel community?
I mean, I don't get the anger and rage towards women
Oh,
and this that there's a whole community over it because they're not getting sex and
right.
because they can't connect
Well,
with women. Like
hold on
I
one
just
second. Hold on one second. So it's you said it, it's anger, it's rage, it's all of the stuff that they think they have an entitlement to that they're not getting. So instead of like working harder or going through dating apps or trying to find the right part, whatever, they just said it's never going to happen. I'm going to refocus all of this into rage and misogyny, and it's their fault, it's not mine. Female standards are too high. Like it's a weird community.
Well, that's what I mean. Like for me, I mean, this is my own bias. That's kind of anathema to how I like to exist in my world of like, if I don't like something about myself or something I want to work, I mean, I like work, I want to work on it.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of the solution. So just to be on my computer and just hate people, it's like you said, the entitlement stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
that's why it's kind of hard for me to, I don't know. It's just like it feels like, is this a new thing? Because we know that there's the misogyny, and I get that there's men who hate women and have for a really long time.
Yeah.
But it feels like this is different with computers and this online group and forum, and I don't know. What do you think? I
The
mean, do you
incel
think that
community's been around for several years. Um,
Mhm.
to my knowledge, at least I read about it, I think pre-COVID, I think is when I first read about it. Because there was something in the news about a guy or about a community, and I was reading it, and I was just like, to be honest, at the time, I just went, fucking dorks. Like, whatever. Like, I was very judgmental. Um, but then you read a little bit more about it, and I was like, okay, so it's deeper. It's psychological. It's emotional. It's a movement. Um, a movement that has its basis in hate and misogyny, right? But it's more organized than just a bunch of guys that live in their mom's basement and bitch about not getting any dates. It's more than that, and so it's more dangerous. And so,
So
because
do you
yeah,
think that it's always been there? It's just now we have a label for it, an incel, and there's a community because the men are being brought together.
yes, exactly. It's exactly what I mean. Like anything,
Mhm.
it's the internet and the availability of being able to talk to people around the world that share the same malady as you.
Mhm.
There's strength in
Mhm.
numbers. They gave themselves a name. There's communities. This is what we can do. This is how I humiliated a woman today because I knew she wasn't going to like me anyway. So I pointed out her flaws like publicly, like shit like that, right? That's a little check mark for them. That's a little victory for their day, because women are the enemy because they've written off ever having any type of female companionship. So it's that's there's a certain level of freedom. Like I don't have to worry about trying to impress a woman anymore. I'll dress however I want. I'll look however I want. It doesn't matter. I know I'm going to be alone. So here we go. And so when you have someone allegedly like Kohlberger, who obviously had a thing for one of these girls, according to, and again, what I've read and your interview guest on the show, um, had some unrequited or some messages on Instagram or whatever where the girl never got back. But she's also a 20-something-year-old college student who probably gets DMs all day. Okay. And he takes it personally that she decided she purposely didn't get back to me.
Mhm.
How dare she? Right.
Guys like, and I'm just going to say the prototype of kind of what they're setting up here. We don't know what he's actually like,
Yep.
but like when I was younger, and there's guys that are like, there's a certain type of guy that I just couldn't stand that was not really attractive, but like set his sights on somebody that was like way out of his league. He didn't have a good personality. He didn't have like anything really going for him, but he like wanted the most beautiful girl there. And it's
Yeah.
like it was almost like this self-fulfilling prophecy of like this girl is never going to be interested in you, not because of the way necessarily you look, but you're not funny, you're not interesting, you're not really intelligent. You're not any of the things that would actually make somebody interested in you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But they would just go for this and have this like, do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah.
And I never really, it's like an arrogance. It's like a really weird kind of arrogance.
Yeah. Well, it's the 10-2 kind of philosophy on trying to pick up women, right? That you're taught as a younger man. Okay. Either go for the tens or go for the twos because they're both uh, they're equally bereft of men hitting on them because they're either too gorgeous and unattainable. So guys are like, there's no, I can't even talk to her. She won't even give me the time of day. And so super, super attractive women, some men believe don't think that they are because men don't hit on them. Okay. And then the
Mhm.
twos on the scale of 1 to 10. Okay. Well, that's why they don't get hit on. So there are men who, and this is a real thing. I'm not like making this up or trying to be funny, right? That's a real philosophy for single men going out and trying to meet
Where?
women.
Where is this philosophy?
Listen, I've been with my wife for so long. I don't even know what dating is like in the digital age. So this
Yeah, yeah,
philosophy might not even hold any water anymore because everyone's just meeting people online. Okay. But
yeah.
back then in the 90s, okay, excuse me, I met a lot of guys who were like, find the hottest girl, and she's probably lonely and thinks that no one likes her because every guy is afraid to go talk to her. And so that's where they would go.
Okay, so
And
did you ever actually put this into practice and did it actually work or what?
please, chicks hit on me. You kidding me? I didn't have to go in.
Oh my, I really walked into that one, didn't I?
No, are you kidding me? I'm the last person on earth that would ever have the confidence to go and talk to a woman like at a party or at a bar. Ne Oh my gosh, I'm having an anxiety attack thinking about it. I mean, the only time, every woman that I've ever dated was the end result of me dragging my feet and being friends and hanging out in groups, like playing zone, because I was so nervous to go man to man. It was always like 6 people, right? So I could have some backup with I had zero confidence, zero riz, like nothing at all. So yeah, that was me.
I know, but and here's the difference between someone like a, prototype of a Coburger that's being
Yeah.
potentially set up is that instead of like working on yourself to get over the shyness, to get over that, which is what you did,
Mhm.
and you launched, right? Like to sit there and to get on your freaking computer and like, hang out with a bunch of guys and say how much you hate women. Like
Oh,
I just think it's just goes really deep, I guess,
yeah.
this hatred of women. And it's really hard to wrap your head around, especially as a mom to boys, because it's like,
Yeah. Well, and
you
think
know,
about and also think about the current just environment, just the world that we're living in. Okay.
mhm,
And the fact that he was using social media to try to reach out to this girl, the victim. What
mhm,
else do you see on social media? You see people's fake lives and how happy they are, right? And here I
yeah.
am with my beautiful wife and my kids, and we're in Hawaii. And like, we know that 90% of that's bullshit, right? I'm not on social media, but I know people who are, and I know that the world that they put online is horribly inaccurate to what their life actually is. Yes, they were in Hawaii. Okay, boom.
Mhm.
Everything else, how happy they are and how great their kids are, that's all BS because we know, the reality
Mhm.
of it,
Have
but
you
so
have you seen White Lotus yet? Have you
yeah,
watched that show? Oh
yeah.
my God. I mean, that's
Our
why it's so popular.
My
That's why
old
it's
next
so
door
popular.
neighbor, Gary, on the show is my old next door neighbor, John Grise. Him, the older bald white guy, and the black
Yeah.
lady who's an employee of the hotel are the
Yeah.
only two
Yeah.
actors who have been in all 3 seasons. Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So John is amazing. He's a great actor.
So
He's been
that
doing
so
it
you're
forever.
saying the bald guy that played the romantic interest of
Yes. Yes.
oh, okay, yeah.
The woman,
Okay.
the husband of the woman who died last year in the last
Yeah,
episode.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's John.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
great.
Well,
He's
it's
great.
so funny because I don't know. Have you been watching it this
Yeah.
season?
Yeah. We're caught up. Yeah.
Okay, I was supposed to, my husband's like waiting for me to be done so we could go watch it. But okay, so there was that one scene with those women, right?
Oh
And I
God.
looked over at my husband and I go, "Hun, this is why female relationships like this are so toxic."
Toxic.
And he was like looking at me and kind of was like getting it, but like, and then the next day it was like all these headlines about like this, like, you knew it was going to happen when
Yeah.
when they're like complimenting each other, the two, and then the one's out, and she goes back in her room and just screams, and the other are like, yeah, she's really nice, she
But
really
then they start
works
shitting
hard.
on each other.
And then
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
crazy. What keeps going through my mind as I'm watching the relationship we don't between those three women, first of all, it's disgusting. I can't like this.
I
It's
know, I
at
know.
first I thought that it was terrible writing and terrible acting, but it's not it. What has me so repulsed by those is just how accurate it is.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying when you
Yeah.
talk about
The
he
falseness,
really
the
the
falseness
the
of the
yeah.
relationships, the
No, but Mike White,
superficiality.
I know, but it's like social media.
Yeah.
It completely captures this fake, and I'm not saying all social media is bad because it's not, but just this
Well,
aspect of it, of this, of all these different and the family relationship, where there's just all this like
yeah.
family dynamic going on, and anyway, it's just it's a very layered show, and
Yeah,
it
but
reminded me.
talking about those three women, what constantly goes through my head is
Mhm.
someone taught me a long time ago, if someone will gossip to you, they'll gossip about you,
Oh, of course.
right? And that's
Yeah.
so it's just so that's why I try not to and I just and which whoever the third one is that's not there, they just get shit on by the other two.
I know. I
Ugh.
know, but they couch it as concern. That's the key
Or
here,
they
where
catch
it's
it as,
like,
no, you're great. No, you're great. Oh my gosh.
I know,
You
I
are,
know.
you're so talented. Oh my
I feel,
God.
okay,
You
stop. I
look
can't, I almost
awesome.
can't bear it. I
You have
can't
no
bear
idea
it.
how great you look and how amazing you are in everything you've ever done or looked at or thought of ever in your life. Like it's so, it's just, oh, and the awful thing is that we all know people like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's why the show is so great,
yeah.
because it taps into that, like, it pulls back those layers, and it's so,
All right.
obvious in this
Let's bet right
opulent
now.
lifestyle.
Wait, let's
But
bet right now.
okay.
Who's the shooter? Who do you think the shooter is?
It's funny because I've been trying to piece that together, and I think that they're trying to make a case. Now, I haven't seen the latest episode that just
Okay.
came out last
Uh-huh.
night because I was working on my episode, obviously, and then tonight. But the dad, he's like, you would think that it could be him because he's going through it, right?
Mhm.
And he's starting to take the drugs, and it's like,
Yep.
shit's going sideways.
Uh-huh.
But I think that's too obvious of a choice. I think it's going to be someone that we absolutely just do not expect that it will be. Because the other one is Walter Goggins. You just think he's going to go fucking ape shit, and
Walton,
we don't even know
W-A-L
what demons.
Walton, W-A-L-T-O-N. Walton is his first name.
Okay, Walton Goggins.
He's
Okay,
amazing,
all right.
right? He's
He's one of
fucking
my favorites.
great. He's
Uh,
great.
He, he, I mean,
He can
the
do
righteous
anything.
gemstone, he
Yes, he
can
can do
do.
anything. He
I
can do.
didn't even realize that he didn't have a Southern
Oh
accent.
yeah, he can do anything.
That
He's fucking
he
great.
doesn't have a Southern accent. Did you
No.
know that?
Yeah, I know. He's
He
amazing.
doesn't.
He's amazing.
Anyway, we
So
went on to major side detour, but so
I'm down to
good.
two people. I think it's one of two people. Okay.
The
Who's the shooter is. Okay.
massage therapist, the
No,
guy that's
I'm
teaching.
leaning towards it being one of the three women that snaps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
But if I'm wrong there, I think it's the younger son in
Definitely.
in the family because
Yeah.
he's
What I
struggling.
think it's
They're letting us know that he's gay, pretty obviously, and there's some weird shit going on in that family that's
I
super
know
fucking weird.
what is going on with that
He stares
family.
at
I
his
can't
brother's
even.
ass. It's
I
so
know.
weird.
It's so funny
It's
because
creepy as fuck.
I saw that episode, and then I saw my husband gave me a hard time because they were there were all these headlines about Patrick Schwarzenegger's son's unit. And I was like, I didn't, I said to my husband, I'm like, did I miss something? I didn't
Yeah, you
see
see it
that.
for a second. You see it for a second.
Well, because he's like, oh, because you looked away because the thought of his brother looking at
Look,
his
it
brother
is disgust. Oh,
it was just I had to look away. So
yeah.
I my husband's like, oh right, yeah, you want to
Oh,
watch it again? I was like, no, I'm just trying to understand what I missed, you know?
oof. And here's the other question: who do you think the dead person is that
The one
floats
that
up?
was floating.
Yeah,
Okay, first of all, I think the shooter is gonna be someone that we don't even expect. I think it's gonna be someone that's like, I mean, it'll probably be the security guard, you know, the guy who's in love with that other woman.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
he thought that he was doing great. And I mean, how awful is that, right? How you think you're doing great and you go up to the owner of, you know, you get the nads to go up to the owner
Yeah.
and just be like, I will be your security person.
Yeah.
And he just thinks he's the hero. And then he finds out like you're getting fired.
Yeah.
Like they think that and he did a good job, like,
Oh yeah,
right? He was a
absolutely,
coward. He was
absolutely.
tried to stop him.
Yeah.
So I think if I had to, I would say it was him.
Okay. All right. Well, hey,
And the
listen.
floater, I don't know. I don't
This
know who
ends the
that
White
is.
Lotus rewatch portion of the episode. Uh,
Watch White
watch
Lotus.
White Lotus. It's terrific. It's really, really terrific show. And then, all right. So let's wrap up this Kohlberger thing. So
Hmm.
I think I'm impressed with your interview subject's confidence, and also dismayed at the prospect of this appeals process dragging out for years. But I do think that he's going to be convicted, um, for all of the reasons that he was saying. You know, that the defense attorneys are desperate. They're desperate, you know. Um,
Hmm.
and there isn't a way, in my opinion, but again, I don't have all the discovery, but there isn't a way to explain away your DNA on a crucial portion, not just on the sheath, on the crucial portion of the snap that would open it to remove the knife, okay, was found underneath one of the murder victims. That's really, really tough to explain away. So, uh,
I agree.
yeah.
I
And then,
agree.
and then
But we have no idea.
all the cell phone data, the car, the witnesses, like all of that. Because as much as we don't know what the defense has, there's as much as that we don't know that the prosecution has. So there's probably even more that's been suppressed that
Yeah,
when it
but
comes out,
why wouldn't they use an MVAC? Why wouldn't they use it now? Like, I mean, that's the point that I just kind of pause and it's like,
yeah,
why not just go through all the evidence with a fine-tooth comb and
right.
try to because I believe Cloyd and what he's saying about
Well, that's his name.
these
Sorry. Okay.
murders were so like up close and personal and you know frenetic and awful and sweating and you know he went past the one roommate you know Cloyd believes that he was in such a frenzy that he didn't even see her and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you know like
It's well documented,
I
by the
just,
way. Did you see the movie Road to Perdition? We've talked about this before. Tom Hanks as a mob hitman, like in the 20s.
oh wait a second is that with Woody Harrelson
No,
too
no.
no
So Tom
okay.
Hanks is a mob hitman in the 20s. It's a fantastic movie. The guy who directed Sam Mendes. Sorry, Sam Mendes directed it. It's beautifully shot. Paul Newman, one of his last roles, and Daniel Craig, one of his first roles. Daniel Craig is the mobster's son. Tom Hanks is the hitman, trusted hitman. Okay. But Daniel Craig wants to take over the business. He's Paul Newman's son, wants to take over the business. And he doesn't trust Tom Hanks because he knows Tom Hanks is his dad's guy and he wants to clean the slate and have his own team, right? So he orchestrates the assassination of Tom Hanks and his whole family. He goes to the house, but only his wife and younger son are there, kills the wife, kills the young son. The older son, who's only like 12 years old, he comes up to the house, glass door, glass window, and the front door, just as Daniel Craig is coming down in a fever sweat. He just killed people, blood splatter on him, and he's like freaking out. and and it's so brilliantly shot, this one scene. Here's the kid on this side of the glass looking through. Here's Daniel Craig on the other side looking at the glass, looking right at the kid, but all he sees is his own reflection as he's fixing his tie. He's
Mm.
so like focused on what he just did that he doesn't even look through the glass and see that there's a witness there. And so the kid survives and is able to tell his dad who did it. And then now we're off to the races, and it's a
Total
revenge story.
bloodshed, carnage.
Right. But so that happens where you're so just in this like the fog of war kind of, where you're all in this haze that you don't see a potential witness run right fucking past you, So, but anyway, it's a long way of saying I think he's going to be convicted. I think that the evidence is going to be overwhelming, and I just hope that the attorneys and the judge don't make any mistakes and give them grounds for appeal. That's all. That's all. But it was a great update.
Oh, good.
Great update, and I think let's keep checking in on this case as it goes. Trial set for when? Maybe the summer?
August.
In Idaho?
In Idaho, yeah. They moved it 300 miles away to Boise.
Boise.
But I just feel so, the families. I watched an interview with Ethan's mom, and it was just because he was a twin of, there was triplets, not a twin. He was a triplet. So they're all graduating this year.
Oof.
And I'm just like, it's just going to be so awful for all these families. And, we'll see what happens.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, nice job. If you enjoyed the episode, Nation, please share it with a friend or someone who you think might go, you know what? I needed an update on the Idaho murder case. And head on over to Apple Podcast and rate and review the show. Any engagement helps tremendously. Carolyn, anything else you'd like to add?
Nope. Thank you so much.
Great. Until next time, everybody, please stay safe out there.
Bye.
From Cloud 10, Criminal Mischief is a pie-in-the-sky production recorded in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We're produced by Brandon Morgan and myself. Music by Soundstripe. I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host.